We got a special guest today here on the show. Introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you from?
280 top five nigga BBJAH, man. I don't say too much, man. Niggas know what's up, man. You know who started this shit, man.
All right, Josh. So you have a story to tell here today. Do you
Facts.
remember the date of your incident, and can you describe your incident?
So the first shit, I got shot in my arm. That was March. I never forget. Like, for me, that shit was like a week before, 2 weeks before my birthday type shit. I got shot in my arm. I ain't gonna lie. I was playing with that one, like, feel me? Took that shit as a joke. 3 months later, I got shot in my back. That's the one that, feel me, really put me down type shit. Like, word.
And when you say put me down, can you describe your injuries?
Like, I got shot T11 in my spine. If anybody know, that's like in the middle of my spine and my back type shit. Doctors told me I never walk again. Told me I was, for me, paralyzed, never be able to walk. That shit hurt. Cause for me, before that, definitely break dancing, getting light, flipping over cars and shit. Like, I was active. So to go from flipping over cars and then the next day, doctor tell you can't walk, that shit was like, damn. Or
So without going into too much detail, but go into some detail. I would like to know what happened that day. What were you doing before, and what were you doing during? How did you feel? What was going through your mind?
I ain't gonna lie, I'll never forget it. Like, gangster, like, for me, my aunt and my mom came to the block with the V. My aunt gave me the V, but my mom was on some like, yo, go change your clothes type shit. Like, you had that on yesterday. She was on me. Anybody know my mom knows yo, you had that on yesterday. Go change your clothes. So I went upstairs to change my clothes, but her whole plan was to take the V. You know what I mean? So she took the V, dipped. So when I came downstairs, she was gone. I'm like, damn. I had my little cousin. He was 5 at the time. He like, yo, take me to the park. Anybody know my block for me? You go to College Avenue. There's a park on the left and there's a park on the right. Grant Park is on the left and Claremont is on the right. So I'm like, I asked him, what park you want to go to? He told me on the right. So we went to that park. We went in there, walked in. We was in there for like a minute. He shot the bull. It was over.
Hey, keep going, keep going.
He shot the bull type shit. Like, for me, shit couldn't reach the rim. So I picked him up. He like, yo, put me down. That's cheating. I never forget when he sat down and laughed at him. All right, we out. As soon as we left out, he preed them before me. I ain't gonna lie. He like, is that your friends? And I look, I see like, for me, 3, 4 people. They started shooting. For me, that's how I went. Type shit. I fake basically saved him though, cause I could have ran. Like, once I seen him, I could have dipped. But I'm like, nah. For me, I stayed there, grabbed him, made sure he was. For me, he was good. And that's it. Like,
And so this happened in broad daylight.
yeah, it's like 6 o'clock.
Mm. Inside of a state park.
Yeah, Claremont Park. Word.
Wow. And what incident was this? Was this the arm or was this the back?
But that was my back. My arm, that shit was like some drive-by, some quick shit. Like, I didn't even know I got shot. Like, word. I heard shots. I was walking with my arm. I was walking for like 4 blocks. Then I looked at my arm. The fuck? Feathers coming out my biggie and shit.
So getting shot in the back is something that's very traumatizing. And it's life-threatening. You could lose mobility, as you did, as you mentioned that you did. What was going on through your mind the moment that you got shot?
I ain't gonna lie. The main thing I was thinking, like, that I was gonna recover quick, maybe, and get back. Like, that was the main thing that was on my mind. I ain't gonna lie. Word.
And a lot of people, sometimes we feel invincible. And do you feel like you were moving like you were invincible, or were you taking precautions to be safe?
I won't like. I'm just moving how. For me, how I was just me. Like, you heard, like, I'm always gonna move the same. Like, even after the situation, I still move the same. Like, I'm just me. Like, nothing's gonna stop that from for me. When I'm in the chair, if I'm out the chair, I'm still gonna move the same. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Besides breakdancing, what was some of the things that you liked to do before your accident?
making money, bro. Like, making money was me from a kid. Like, I done fucking sold candy on the train. I done sold Kool-Aid. I done sold hats at Yankee Stadium. Like, that was just me. That's, feel me? I never been like basketball type of nigga. Like, my fun is money. You heard? Anything to do to make money, that's how I'm having fun. Like,
And along with the money, I'm sure females play a big part into your life. Am I right?
Yeah, that's a fact, you know.
Now, can you describe how that affected you with females?
I ain't gonna lie, believe it or not, like I feel like after I got hit, I started getting more for me, more action, like word.
So this accident did stop some mobility, but were you still able to like perform with females?
Of course, I'm him, man. I'm one of them, man. I caught like 15 new ones in the hospital, you heard? Word.
So the injury basically stopped your mobility a lot. How long was it before you were able to begin rehabilitation?
I ain't gonna lie, like I started like rehabilitation right away in the hospital, but I wasn't walking like. So it took me like a good 2, 3 years to start taking steps, like. Word.
You get shot, you get rushed to the hospital, legs are numb, your mind is in a frenzy at the moment. Now you're in the hospital. I'm sure family, friends, and they came to see you.
Yeah. To tell the truth, like not fuck, but before the hospital, the crazy part, bro, them niggas had me on the floor for like 30 minutes, questioning me, talking mad bullshit, and they did some weird shit. That for me, the first day, they told them like put me anonymous, so family and friends couldn't come to see me. Feel me? I'm in there bogging like, well, everybody, yeah, like nobody coming to see me. Like I know for me, I know I'm a known person. Somebody got to be here. Like nobody was there for like the first day because the cops told them to put me anonymous. So they was saying I was in different hospitals. I got family members calling my phone. I'm telling them like, yo, I'm in Lincoln, and they going to Lincoln. They saying I'm not there. They going to all these hospitals. They spinning them, sending them everywhere for like the first day. After that though, once I found that out though, feel me, I cleared that up. What? Hell no, take that off. I need visitors. Visitors used to be lit. I mean, shout outs to the people that came. Like, I had a couple, feel me, couple lit situations in there. Word.
So the anonymous may have been a safety precaution because maybe they
Yeah,
didn't.
I don't know what they was doing. They pulled the fast one with that one on. Like I said, I ain't even know. So I woke up on some like the fuck, and they was using that too. They questioning me. Oh yeah, you see, none of your family here, none of your friends here, nobody love you. Like I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear none of that. Like I'm calling people. They telling me like, yo, I'm downstairs. They saying you not in Lincoln, so I had to fix that quick. Word.
Start you on rehabilitation and you're eating hospital food.
Not out. No
Oh,
funny.
no, not you.
Any one of them nurses, doctors, not me. I ain't gonna lie. Especially Lincoln. Lincoln food, I tried it. It was nasty. But from Lincoln though, when I went to my son, I got good food. I ain't gonna lie. Anybody know? You can order your own menu and all that. They got your own. Like for me, I could order pancakes for breakfast. I could order burger for lunch. I could order something else for dinner. But I ate some of that. That shit was fire. But I used to order mad food. Like word. I used to order every day. For me, you go downstairs and pick up your own delivery. So I'm ordering mad different shit. I wasn't really eating hospital food. I ain't gonna lie.
So your first couple of days of rehabilitation, describe to me what was going on through your mind.
I was just on some like, I know me, feel me? I'm a fighter. I used to dance. So I always felt like my body was just like not regular. Like I was breakdancing since I was 6 years old. So like I felt like I was gonna recover quick. Like that's how I always felt like. You know what I mean? I
Is it
thought
safe to say that? Is it my bad for cutting you up? Is it safe to say that you're somebody that goes against the odds?
oh yeah, that's a fact. Like word. Even the doctors in there, they like, yo, what's going on? Like for me, they like, yo, you moving fast, like especially for somebody that they said never gonna walk again. Like they used to tell me something like, oh, I'm gonna teach you this next week. I do it. They be like, Murray, what do you know? Listen, I need to teach me something else next week. You ain't gonna teach me that next week. I was like always on some fast pace. I mean, I'm not trying to be in the chair for the rest of my life. I'm trying to get up and get back to it. Word.
All right, so you wrap up at the hospital and they release you. You're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I'm in a wheelchair, 2, 3 years. But another thing too, like my aunt, I mean, my aunt, she was in a car accident, and she was the one that really gave me the motivation on some. Cause they told her she'd never walk again. They told her all of that, and she walking fine now. I mean, like you see, my aunt, you don't think nothing happened to her. She walking, she good now. So she used to tell me like, don't believe in that. I mean, believe in this, believe it or not. Talk to God. Asking for a sign. He gonna give you a sign. And I'll never forget too. When I was in the hospital, I asked God, like, if I'm ever gonna walk again, please just give me a sign. And I moved my leg. Like I was laying there, I couldn't, and I moved my leg. Like I did something. Like I was laying, I just like lift my shit up. Like from there on, I'm like, oh, all right, that was my motivation to keep going. Like he gave me my sign to for me to keep going. For word.
So describe your first few days inside of a wheelchair. Was it difficult in your building? Is it stairs? Is it an elevator?
I was living in a house at the time. I had a couple steps, so yeah, that shit was definitely difficult.
You needed a lot of help to get
Yeah,
around.
word. Not really in the house, but just to get up steps. If I'm going outside, I need to. It was difficult at first, but that's another thing too. My aunt too. Another story. A girl came to see me, right? And before that, my aunt used to do everything for me. I never forget. She do everything for me, type shit. And a girl came to see me, and my aunt was asleep, so she couldn't hear the door. So I got up and used the walker. Like I took some steps to the door, I opened the door, and my aunt seen me. After that, it was quiet. Like she never did nothing for me. Like that was her excuse. Like I'm like, aunt, you give me something to drink. You walk to the door for that girl. You better go get yourself something to drink. Like she. So it was like if I'm going to the kitchen, I know like damn. Let me bring my tablet. Let me bring everything to the kitchen because I'm gonna be in the kitchen for like an hour. So word shit. So she pushed me. She made sure that you walk to the door for that female. You better walk to get you something to drink or walk to wherever else you want to do. Like word. She definitely was on me. Made me like basically get independent type shit.
Are you a spiritual person?
Somewhat.
Did you become spiritual after the event?
Nah. I always believe in God type.
Do you believe in karma?
Somewhat, but not really, cause all the shit I did, like my karma couldn't just be this. You heard, like, what?
So when you say some of the things you've done, I've known of you for quite some years, and I've actually seen some things or whatever, and this is why I actually believe in karma. Karma may not come back too hard, and may come back very, very slight, but some people get lucky and they get second chances.
Yeah, that's a
So
fact.
maybe this is your second chance. Do you agree with that?
This might be my third, fourth, fifth chance. You heard, like, but definitely, it's definitely a chance. Like, God left me here for a reason. My grandma always used to say, like, I'm gonna be the one to take my family, take us out. So like, definitely, I believe in that like, for sure. Like, or
So you mentioned your family was helping you and very supportive. How was it dealing with your children after your incident?
at the beginning, I ain't gonna lie, like that shit hurt her. Like, or my daughter, she was one, and she was like a couple months after that. She was the one, but it used to hurt me when she come to me and try to ask me to pick her up, and she don't come to me with me, or she'd go to somebody that's walking. That shit hurt her. That's another motivation that gave me like, nah, I gotta get back on my feet. I gotta start walking. Like, word.
Now I remember, I believe it was on Facebook or one of the social media platforms, and you shared something one time where you said that you told one of your daughters to do something, and she basically was like saying like no, and like what you gonna do? Like I remember you said that on your, I believe it was Facebook. You recall that?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So things like that, like when you go through these type of things from the life that you've lived, do you feel like it was worth it?
Tell the truth, not really. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I always be thinking like, damn, I should have just stuck to dancing because I was lit in that field too. Like, Light, you can look it up, YouTube. I got mad battles, never lost a battle, but I should just women. I be thinking about that a lot too. Like, word.
So for someone who overcame a lot in his past, where do you see your future going?
I ain't gonna lie, I just got into the management shit with the music, so I got an artist right here, No Love, and Yop still rapping. I had my little cousin Slim. Those who don't know too, like when I got shot, Slim was my little cousin, and that's who I was with. So he rap now too. So we definitely trying to take over the music big game. Anybody that know me, like once I do something, I told you anything from selling candy, water, hats. Once I learn something, it's lit. So we definitely just got in the music game. So definitely about to take over this music shit gangster.
Yeah, so we uncovered a lot today in this interview. We went through a whole bunch of crazy scenarios in your life. If there's anything that you could tell the people out there, what would you tell them?
For the kids, definitely stay in school, stay out the streets, and God give his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. So I believe for me, this happened to me for a reason, and I gotta see what's the reason, and just keep going, keep pushing. That's it, to the top.